Hey, it's Sammy and Natalie here, and welcome to the Anxiety Compass, where anxiety isn't the enemy, it's our tour guide. We'll swap stories, share tools, and have a laugh while we find our way back to true north. Come along. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Nat, how are you?
I'm really, really good, Sammy. I'm in a new location
I
today.
know you don't look
You can see
pixelated
from my
today.
background. I know. The NBN at my house is just really bad. The whole suburb's bad. It's a known thing in my
Yeah.
suburb.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually come to a friend's place,
Well,
but
you've
yeah,
got.
it's much better.
I love that. I love that. Uh, well, today we wanted to talk about the power of words and not just the words we speak out loud, but also the words we talk in our head. And I don't think people, like I often say to people, when you think of the term spelling and that, like spells, words are spells, like you're casting spells on yourself and the people around you.
Literally.
And literally. And what if the words that you're repeating every day are actually shaping your nervous system more than you realize? And this is something I
Mm,
discovered when I did neuro linguistic processing. I realized
yeah,
just how powerful words are, and they can be used to manipulate situations or to guide certain
yeah,
things. Like they can be used for good or evil, I'm going to say. I mean, it's the
absolutely.
same with a
And it's
spell. Yeah. Dark magic,
yes.
light magic.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mm,
And it's actual neuroscience, isn't it?
yes.
Because the words we repeatedly use can shape what we notice, how we interpret situations, our emotional responses, our stress physiology, our belief systems, and also
Mm.
our behavioral patterns. It's very powerful.
It is. And I found like when I did NLP, I found there are people out in the world doing NLP for good, but there are also ones that run sort of like a cult-like system where it's like a hypnotic
Yes.
state with words and you don't even know it's
Yes.
actually happening. And you're repeating these chants,
No.
sayings, and retraining your brain to believe and do things that you normally wouldn't do. It's quite scary, actually.
No. It really
Mm.
is. I found the same when I did my NLP training
You've got
that
to
it
be
can be used for
careful.
good or, yeah, weaving those words can
Yes.
be, mm,
Yeah, interesting. So your brain is constantly listening out loud, internal dialogue. What do they say? We have over, I think the new research was like 5,000 to 6,000 thoughts a day. And
yep,
listening to those words in your head, the tone as well. Like someone said
yep,
to me the other day, the word nice. And if someone goes, oh, nice, or
yeah, oh,
nice, like,
not,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
has
And
completely
repetition.
different meaning.
Exactly, exactly. And your body doesn't always know the difference between a real threat and the story that you keep repeating. And if you've got that negative sort
Mm,
of mindset, you're constantly putting those thoughts into your brain, which can
yes,
produce and lead to anxious feelings all the time. Uh,
absolutely. Our brain is constantly listening.
yes.
And we,
So,
and the brain is doing what it's meant to do. The brain is continuously scanning for danger, relevance, emotional
yeah.
meaning, and patterns. You
Yes, and
know,
I was just going to say, let's get into the science of it. And one
mm,
actual system that we have in our bodies is called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And this is something that I
yes,
learned
right,
through NLP and through my studies with when I've been doing my nutrition studies, because it's not always about
yeah,
food; it's about patterns and
no,
behavior as well. So the
100%,
filters we
yeah,
focus on.
absolutely,
What is the
yes,
reticular activating system? Because I know that it's sort of like a filter. I like to use the car
yes.
analogy. When
Yeah,
you
I was going to use that. Yeah, I was going to use that same analogy. So the reticular activating system or RAS is a network in our brainstem. And it's involved in attention, arousal, alertness, and filtering sensory information. So at any given moment, the brain is receiving an enormous amount of sensory input. And what the RAS helps determine is what gets prioritized, what reaches conscious awareness, and what the brain considers important. So, I mean, it's essential that we have it because it's our filtering system. And if we didn't have it, we would be completely overwhelmed with a barrage of constant information. So, it's an
Yes.
important part of our brain. And,
Yeah. I've
the
seen
RAS
those.
filters, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I've seen those tests where they make you watch a video and they're like, what color was he wearing? And you're like, I got no
Yes,
idea. I wasn't looking at that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because it
Or
had
there's a
no
monkey in the
relevance to
background.
you. And that's the
Yeah.
thing, because it had no relevance to you. And that's
Yeah.
where that filter and what we focus on. So, again, that car. So, when you buy a new car, or just say, you play the Spotto game.
Yeah.
That's a classic one, so we're all going to look for yellow cars. Now, there's always yellow cars. Not so much these days. The cars tend to be more muted colors of white, gray, black these days.
Mm,
But of course, we always, or a red car, let's say red car, they're always there, but we're not aware of it. So when we
yeah.
say, okay, we'll play Spot and we're going to find a red car, all of a sudden you're seeing red
Everywhere.
cars everywhere
Yes.
because your brain is now tagging red cars as relevant. So
Yes.
the RAS brings them into our awareness.
And
It's
bringing that back
fascinating.
into the Anxiety Compass podcast,
Anxiety. Yeah.
I yeah, I find it's like the placebo nocebo effect's a huge one where,
Mm,
if you believe something is going to work or not work, your body will do that physically. It's not just
yes.
imagined. So expecting pain or sickness can actually trigger actual biological changes in your body, and release stress
Yep.
hormones. Like, I've had people who have described, or even just thinking about something happening to me, my children. Oh my gosh, touch wood, God forbid. But the thought and thinking and creating these scenarios in my head and the words and the patterns that go with it release these hormones in my body where I start to panic and my heart will race and nothing's actually happened, but
No?
my brain's sort of taking me on a journey with thoughts and
Yep.
and
And
words.
thinks it's happened. It's happening. It's, yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Your brain thinks it is. And yeah, so bringing
Ah,
that Russ back to having anxiety and being in that anxious state, the brain becomes more threat focused. So
mm,
the RAS starts prioritizing danger cues, uncertainty, negative information, your body sensations, and as you said, like worst case scenarios. And that's part of our
yes.
survival wiring. I mean, it's essential, and it was essential, since, caveman days.
Mm,
But
yeah.
what the anxious brain is essentially asking is what could go wrong. And that's the crux of anxiety, isn't it? We're future focused. You're catastrophizing, thinking about what could go wrong. So
Yes.
when
Yeah,
the
that's
person
true.
notices signs of rejections, physical symptoms, negative comments, I mean, that's a really big one, isn't it? It's the classic case of you can have 100 positive just say you post something on social media. You can have
Yes.
100 positive comments. One person will make a negative comment. What does our brain focus on?
The
That one
negative.
negative, not
And
the
it's
the
not just
100 other
yes. And
positive
it's not
ones.
just the outside comments, it's the internal ones as well. Like, I'm hopeless. I'm going to
Yes.
mess this up. I
Yeah.
can't cope with life. Everything
I
is
can't. Yeah.
hard. And I'm an anxious
Everything is
person.
unsafe.
Yeah.
Yes, or
So
nothing ever works out.
yeah, and your brain will look for the evidence to support your statements, whether they're aloud or in your head, because identity statements matter. If you're constantly walking around, we've spoken about this before, saying, I'm an anxious person,
Mm.
brain and your body are going to look for evidence. So
To
making sure
support that.
being
Yeah,
very mindful of what we say and stop casting these spells of negativity on yourself, let alone from other
yeah,
people. The more we
yeah,
repeat something, the more
absolutely.
your brain is going to look for that as like start treating it as truth. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm
Yep,
stupid. Okay, she's
yep,
stupid. Let's make sure we look for all the evidence to support that.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Yes.
I like
Really
that.
powerful stuff.
Yeah. So anxiety is constantly talking to us. It's constantly pointing us for signals, signs on where to go. With the anxiety compass, it's trying to direct you to your true north. But anxiety is also listening. And when we talk about, for example, as you were saying, anxiety creates that fearful internal narration. The body reacts to that narration. The fear then causes the physical sensation and the cortisol release and more fear. It's like a vicious cycle, isn't it?
It
um
really is.
yeah, oh gosh,
And
wow.
that's that
So
neuroplasticity. The more, we're reinforcing it, we're creating those neural pathways that then really reinforces that negative patterning.
yeah, and having meaning behind your words, like we just throw words out
Mm.
willy-nilly. I've read a lot of self-help books and I've been to see a lot of people in person, and one of the key things I noticed was paraphrasing and flipping the words that you usually say. So, for example, I'm falling apart, you'd say things like my nervous system's a little bit overloaded, like being bringing that
Yeah.
awareness in and flipping the words.
Yes.
It's and
Yeah.
people say to me, "Oh, that's just a bit hocus pocus woo woo." It actually works. Like we were mentioning the
It really
science
does.
behind your brain. If you can
Yep.
catch yourself out in the moment and flip it, um, like there's just like
Yeah.
even saying I'm so weak, I'm so frail, like your body will look for that. Or you could say my body's asking for extra support here and allowing that those shoulders to release and say, okay, I actually need to delegate and need support here. I'm not weak. I just need some
No,
support. Mm,
exactly. And a big one, I can't handle this. Instead, saying
yeah.
this feels uncomfortable, but I can move through it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many ways we can flip it. And this is
Yeah,
something I've had to teach myself. I
me
catch
too.
myself out even these days, like, I mean, I've done so much work on myself, but like
Mm.
you go through seasons, right? And sometimes and I find hormones can play a role on how we speak to ourselves as well. Like if you're feeling
Yeah,
bleh, you're going to talk bleh to yourself. But yeah, I catch myself out all the time because words also hold that emotional energy and that
they
space.
really do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a habit, isn't it? I mean, humans are creatures of habit. So
Mm,
even when you are doing the work, and I'm the same as you, done a lot of work, done all the training as well.
yeah.
But yeah, obviously, and that's the thing. It's not about always it's about becoming aware so that you
Yes.
can catch yourself and go whoops, and of course then using positive language, so not going, oh my God, I'm so stupid, I did it again. It's just like, oh,
Mm,
okay. Oh, I see. I use that language again. And then you just do that rephrase. It's like the classic, I mean, I've said this before, and this is appropriate here. It's that classic saying that the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh said about around mindfulness is the moment we are aware that we're not being mindful, we're being mindful. That
yeah.
translates to this as well, doesn't it?
It does. It truly does. And I found
Mm.
like with NLP, like they sort of teach you to catch yourself out and be mindful of the words that you use. Uh, and you would catch each other out, like using one of the words that they didn't want us to use was try, because you're not actually trying, like you're either doing it or you're not. And another
Yeah.
one was the word understand. Like when you say to people, I understand, it means you're standing under them. And I felt like, you take what you can and leave the rest. I felt like I started getting anxious because I was over analyzing my words in the end, to the point where
Oh no.
I was taking things to the extreme, Nat. I was getting anxious about speaking because I was worried the wrong words would come out of and that comes with that
Oh, yeah.
mentality of make sure you're speaking the right words and yeah, don't
Yeah.
put pressure
Look,
on
I
yourself.
I
But
use that example though a lot in my clinic, whether
yeah,
I'm either coaching or, when people say, "Oh, I'm trying," and I do challenge them on that. And it's just
yeah, I
like,
do like to be challenged, and it's
and they're
really
like,
hard at
"Oh,
first.
it is,"
Yeah,
because it really is. But,
yeah,
when
it
I do
triggers you.
challenge people and they're saying, "Oh, look, I'm trying to go for," and I'm like, "Well, are you or not? Like, what's
Yeah,
trying?" And then that's when they flip it to the positive, because just say they're part of their treatment plan was to go for a walk 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Last week they only went for a walk once a week. Okay, so but their brain is fixating on, well, I was meant to go for a walk 3 times a week. So you're like, I'm trying, and I'm like, well, hang on,
Mm.
you either do or you're not.
Yeah.
Did you? Yes. Yeah, okay. Yep, I did go for a walk once a week, once last week. Great, let's celebrate
Mm.
that. So it's that positive reinforcement
Yeah.
rather than that, I'm trying to do it.
Well,
It's the
our
same
words
with
can catch us
food.
out. I like
It
because the
really
first things
can.
that often come out and our behaviors are often your unconscious, right? So your
Yes.
subconscious. So often it's the truth, and you get caught out because you don't realize you're about to say it, and then you kind of backstep. But our words are
Yeah.
it's where your mind's at. I mean, they're not the truth, but they're the truth of where you're at the moment, and you could be in a negative
Yes.
mindset. So
Yes.
when people catch you out with your words before you catch yourself out, it can be quite um, a shock. Like, I didn't mean to say that. And it's like, well, you did say that. And I'm making you aware that you've said that. And then you start to reflect and you can get quite defensive because deep down you don't want to
Mm,
believe that you're saying these things, but your unconscious is at that spot and you're saying it. And
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And you don't want to
very
believe that,
bizarre.
well, hang on, I'm sabotaging
Yeah,
myself.
myself.
What? What?
But we
No.
do.
What?
I'm catching you
Exactly.
out
And
on it.
again, it's not about judgment or recrimination.
No,
It's just
bringing
shining a light
awareness.
on our
Curious.
habits,
Mm-hmm.
and it's across the board. I mean, we
Hmm.
see it everywhere. And then
Yeah.
of course there's that flip side, isn't it, of the toxic positivity movement,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because we don't want to go into that. You're not like I don't like using the term fake it till you make it.
Oh, I
We're not
hate
talking
that.
about that here. Yeah, absolutely. It's about just bringing that awareness and then
Yeah.
gently moving that compass
Yeah.
back
I've
to
heard the
back to
phrase,
our north.
be it till you see it rather than fake it till you make it. You know, when
Oh,
you
I like
start to
that.
do, yeah. So just
Like
start
that.
doing the
Absolutely.
habits until they become the habits. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love
Yes.
that. And I find also like when I was doing my training, there were certain words that were used, and everybody who teaches you based on their knowledge and their opinions, right? And there were
Yep.
certain words that were used that were considered negative, and they would put that out into the audience to see what people thought of specific words. And I've had people who have used words but in a positive way. And I've always associated that specific word as a negative word. And so I've thought,
Mm.
wow, why would you use that word? Like there are so many different words. Oh, my phone is not on silent. Now it is. But one of the words that would come up quite often is the word power. And it had a lot of negativity towards it because certain words
Yes.
can mean certain things based on our past experiences, right? And why we don't use
100%.
them or why we use them and how our body reacts. Like if someone uses a certain word, how does your body internally react to that word? Because words have meanings, right? What do
Yep.
you think? If I use the word power or powerful, like what does that word mean to you? Like for me, it means strength. I have power.
Yes. Yeah. Me too.
But does it
Empowerment.
mean dangerous or intimidating? Because some people don't like the word power because it means for a man, particularly women who
Yes.
have been with an overbearing person, it can mean something quite dangerous to them.
Absolutely. And I was going to say that, like in the past, because I have experienced domestic violence as well. Um, and in the past, absolutely, the word power had such a really negative connotation. Like
Hmm.
as soon as I would see or read that word, literally my body would start responding as though I was in a dangerous situation because it meant overpowering me. You know,
Yeah, to
I had to
overpower,
unlearn that,
use your
and
power. Mm,
yeah, yeah. But now it is
interesting.
different. Now it's just power. For me, it was when I was in the depths of it. Power meant overpowering.
Yeah.
Now power means empowerment. of
I love
self.
and unraveling words and knowing where their origin
Mm.
came from. It's some of the words are interesting. So, for example, overwhelm. What does the
Yes.
word whelm mean? Like, why are we over this whelm? Are we ever under the whelm? Like,
Yeah,
isn't underwhelm
exactly.
and overwhelm? Like, there's just so many
Yes,
words that just we've used in the
absolutely.
past. We in our episode about the CEO and anxious person at night we done a while ago. We brought
Mm.
up the word ruthless. And I
Yes.
actually did a bit of research into it, and the original meaning is without ruth, and ruth is compassion and pity. So when you're saying the
Yeah.
word ruthless, like we were saying, comes with the term bitch and stuff like that. Um, but it's meant to be without compassion. And I don't know if I agree with that. Like as a word, ruthless. I find I've never used it in a way where I'm without compassion. Like you just don't know
Yeah.
the meaning behind words.
No, that is
Interesting,
true.
interesting
It is
concept.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I was talking earlier about the word nice, it can it can mean foolish and simple. That's the history behind the word is foolish,
Mm.
nice. But
Yeah.
nice is also that's nice. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's just so many things. What about the word
Absolutely.
hysterical? What do you think of
Ah,
when you hear the word hysterical?
absolutely. Yeah. Well, hysterical, hysteria is, traditionally apportioned to females,
Hmm.
back in the day. And the root cause is actually connected to hysteria, which
The root
actually
word.
is uterus. The root word
Yeah.
is related to the uterus. So,
Eh,
again, women historically have been labeled emotional,
hysterical.
irrational, um,
Yeah, she's
very
hysterical.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, you hysterical woman, you know.
Yes. I'm feeling hysterical. So when you label yourself these specific words, I've had women call themselves the SLUT word.
Ouch.
Like
Yeah,
they've
it's
said
so
some
sad.
really nasty things about themselves, let alone other
Yeah,
people. And do
yeah.
you find like the words you use on other people are often a reflection of how you feel about yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Well, actually, no, yes and no.
Hmm.
Um, Definitely it can, but when I used to speak to myself appallingly, like until
Mm.
I was it was brought into my awareness. My inner internal dialogue to myself and I actually won't even repeat some of the words I used, like it was horrible. But there is no way I would ever say those words to somebody else. It
Yeah.
was really
Interesting.
interesting. Like there is no way I
Yeah.
would speak to another human the way I spoke to myself. But
Yeah, that's the saying,
just
treat yourself how you want others to treat you
others,
or how you treat
yeah,
others. So, I can't remember the saying, but interesting.
treat
Interesting.
others how, yeah, unto
Well,
yourself.
you be your own best friend. Would you speak to your best friend
Yeah,
like that? Like the way that you
exactly.
speak to yourself?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like words, they either activate safety for some people or activate shame or fear. Well, shame's
Yeah.
not a great one that you want to activate.
Uh,
Um, our bodies respond before logic catches up, and certain words can be extremely triggering. And I wonder if
mm,
you're sitting there driving, listening, whatever you're doing, if there are certain words that trigger you, and I wonder what they might be and whether you use them in your everyday vocabulary without even
yeah.
realizing. Like,
Yeah. And whether they carry that
interesting.
emotional memories.
Yeah, they do. Our language carries
Mm.
emotional memories. Um, and so we've been talking about words. We mentioned timing, tone and timing. It's not just what we say, but how we say it. Like I
Yeah.
find when I'm talking to my dog, if I talk in this really cool high pitched voice all the time, he gets excited. But I could be
Yeah.
saying, "You are such a jerk and I hate you." And he's still like, "Yeah,
He's
I know."
like, yeah,
If I speak
yeah.
really harsh and quite aggressive and abrasive towards him, it doesn't matter whether I say, "I love you so much." You're like, he thinks he's getting into trouble. And I
Yeah.
wonder, like, is that the same for humans? Are we affected by the tone of voice with our nervous system?
Absolutely. Yeah. They
Do
really
you
are.
sometimes have a really harsh inner dialogue? Like, can you get quite angry at yourself internally?
Well, like I said, in the past, yes, I used to. I'm much more aware of it now, and I catch myself. There are still times when my old one, because it was used to be told to me, was, "Oh
Mm.
my God, you're so stupid. You are so stupid."
Yeah.
Now, when I wouldn't think about it, it was just part of my language. Now, because I've understood and done a lot of work on myself and become aware of this, now when I say it, I instantly catch myself and my heart hurts. So I actually have a
Mm.
physiological response to that emotion that's attached to that word.
You're
And I've
stupid.
actually found myself actually saying out loud to myself, "I'm so sorry, Nat."
Oh,
Like
I
I'm like
love
I'm feeling
that.
emotional because it's a really powerful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a big one with anxiety. Like we should do a whole episode on
Mm,
the stupid thing because quite often we don't achieve and do because we don't feel like we're smart enough. I know that was one for
yeah.
me. I would constantly question my level of intelligence and triple check everything. I hated that. The one that's sort of really triggering for my
Mm,
nervous system is the constant rushing language in my head. Hurry up, quick. I'm behind. I'm late. Oh my gosh, it's 12 o'clock already. I have done nothing. Oh my gosh. Like that in my head sets off my nervous system, like big time.
mm.
And
Yeah.
I have to catch myself out that why am I rushing all the time? Like I don't realize
What do you say to yourself now when you do catch yourself
I
going, "Oh my
say,
God"?
I take a breath and I say, we can't do everything. Like it's not possible. There is no rush. And where's
Yeah.
the end of it? There is no end of it. So be in the moment. Like, what are you doing? Slow
Yeah.
down, calm your nervous system, take a break. And so I will stop, I will make myself a cup of tea, recalibrate myself because
Yeah.
why are we rushing? And quite often I pick up on the body cues. So if I'm in the car and I feel my hands holding the steering wheel
Yeah.
quiet,
Clenching.
I
Yeah.
have to unclench. I have to unclench my jaw because my brain is got this internal harsh dialogue of you're slow, you hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You've got too many
Yeah.
things to do and you're not going to get them done. But
Yeah.
when
Oh
you
God,
break
I'm
it
at the
down,
next
for what purpose am
I'm
I
getting
doing
every
that?
red light.
Oh my
Ah.
God, what is going on? And then you get aggressive with the car in front of you. What are they
Oh,
doing?
I know.
Brushing their
Yes.
teeth? What the heck? I've seen that. Saw a guy playing the flute in the car the other day. That was really weird.
Oh, you're
Um,
kidding.
I know it was very bizarre. The things people do
Oh,
when they're driving, but
you
like
know what?
catching
At
yourself
least
out.
he is happy. Maybe
Yes,
that was his way to calm his nervous system.
to play the flute in the
To
at the
play the
lights. I
flute
don't.
in the car.
I would
Yes.
imagine that would be against the law these
Oh,
days. You can't do anything while you're driving.
probably. Yes.
Playing a flute. Yeah,
Oh,
true.
wow.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely the tone affects our nervous system. So being quite harsh, not just saying I'm late, but having that forcefulness in your head or even out loud, other people pick that up.
Mm,
And my kids often
yeah.
say to me, Mom, what's going on? And quite often it's just before I get my period, I'll be in that state of flux where I feel overwhelmed, if that's even a word.
Mm,
I'm over the whelm. And I need to Google what
yes.
does whelm mean? We should Google that. And yeah, I'm behind, I'm late, and reinforcing that into my brain so it starts to look for reasons why I am late. And all of a sudden it's like your nervous system's listening to that tone and you start to find evidence of why you're not keeping up with life. Oh my gosh. You're looking
I
up
just
whelm,
Googled
aren't you?
it. I am. The root of the word whelm is the Old English. I can't even pronounce this. Well, it looks like it's Celtic or something. Welfan.
Well,
Hwelfan, which
what is
means to
that?
cover over, turn upside down, or capsize.
So I'm over yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Some words are
no,
very
but that's what it
interesting.
means. That comes from around 1300.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
yes. But,
Interesting.
you know,
Let's so if you're driving along
but
and listening to
today's meaning
Nat,
is overwhelmed describes overcome, being overcome by emotions or circumstances. But that's the
oh,
root.
so it's change.
That's where it eventually came from. But you think about it, uh, turned over, capsize. It does make
Yeah.
sense,
And
you
then when you're
know.
underwhelmed, what's underwhelmed?
Not capsized.
Hmm, interesting.
Oh,
So, if
I
you're driving along
know.
and you're listening and you're like, well, I talk nasty to myself all the time, or maybe you don't talk nasty to yourself, well, you think you don't, but what if you
Mm,
have you ever used the words, I should be doing this, or I have to? Those in themselves add a lot of pressure to us.
yeah,
If you run in on anxiety and go, 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 and your body's constantly screaming at you, saying, I have to do the dishes, I
I
have to cook
have
dinner
to.
tonight, I have to. You get to switch that in your head to, I get to, I get to.
Mm,
I had Dr. Libby say that to me once. When you switch everything, like, I
yeah,
get to go to work, I get to do this,
yeah,
because there are so many people that don't get to do this. I don't have to,
absolutely. When I
I
first
get
came
to.
across that flip, that had a huge impact on me as well.
Yes, it was a
Like,
big one.
yeah, I get to go. What a privilege. I get to go to the school
Yeah.
today.
Yes, you get to. You get to. You're
Or I
alive, you're
get
well, you're
to,
breathing.
yes,
Mm.
yes,
And another one's I'm stuck. We switch it to I'm learning. I'm
yeah.
constantly feeling a sense of stuck in business. And when I come out of that stuckness, I realized I was actually learning something new. So now I'm like, okay, what am I learning now? I'm learning all these things. And once you learn them, all of a sudden you're unstuck. So were you
Hmm,
really stuck in the first place, or are you learning? I like that one.
exactly.
And
Yep.
one that I was called a lot when I was a kid, and I've rolled with this, was I'm too sensitive. I'm overly
Mm,
sensitive. And I hear a lot of kids that get
mm,
that as well. I switched, and something I talk about in my book is sensitivity is a great thing. It just means your nervous system's noticing a lot, and where you
yeah.
can pull back because you're getting overwhelmed. I'm going to use that word all the time now. Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Um, yeah, I like this. So
Mm,
non-toxic positivity, not pretending, like we
mm,
were saying, just changing the nervous system response to these words. Um,
yep.
amazing, amazing. Well, I feel like we've done a lot on this topic, considering I thought it would be a
We
short
have.
podcast. Do you want to throw a reflective question for or do you have anything else before
Sure.
we jump there? I mean, we kind of
No,
all
no.
over the
We
place with
could
this one.
keep talking about this one, but no, I think that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Um, so if your inner voice spoke to a child the way it speaks to you, would you be comfortable listening? So that's just an
Oh.
expansion on what we were talking about before,
I've seen
talking
people
about your
speak
best
to their
friend.
kids the way that I talk to myself
Oh,
sometimes in a shopping center. Harriet,
yeah, that's
what are
really
you
sad.
doing? Get in the trolley.
Um,
We gotta go. I'm like, oh my gosh,
mm, I
that
know.
poor kid. And then I'm like, oh, I speak to myself like that. That's not very nice. Like, and
No.
my nervous system's like triggered from listening to that woman screaming at her kid to
Mm.
hurry up.
Yeah, same. Absolutely. Well, another really great question, if that's a bit too much, is what sentence do you repeat most often about yourself? Or sentence or word? And what is your body learning from it?
Oh, what's that for you, Nat? Do you have a word or a sentence that often pops up that you trying to learn and and switch.
Probably still the I'm stupid.
Yeah,
That
this
still
runs deep,
occasionally
doesn't it?
pops up. If I make a mistake, that just slips in. Oh my God, you're so stupid. But like I said, I catch
Yeah.
myself these days. But yeah, I think that's probably one of my lifelong learnings because I heard that so
Mine's the
often.
rushing, the constant pressure to
Yeah.
get so much done. And
Yeah.
my body doesn't like that at all. It's like,
No.
stop, shh, calm. So, yeah, I
Breathe.
need to change the thoughts in my head with that. The stories we repeat shape the direction of where the compass is pointing. And so, when we're going back to the anxiety compass, uh, words can definitely steer us in certain directions. So spells, words are spells, and
Mm.
be mindful of that. I've got a little boy on my lap who's decided it's the end of the podcast. He wants to get up,
Right. Yep. He's
going to
out.
bark at the neighbor's dog. And I wonder if dogs have internal dialogue. I wonder what's going on in dogs' heads. Do you think
I
they
don't
ever
know.
rush and call themselves stupid?
I really don't think so. I really don't.
Interesting. Interesting.
No.
All right, we're going to leave you there and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.